Why are used pickup trucks just so expensive? Yeah, that's a lifelong question, hard to answer, but I do have 5 critical reasons why, in fact, that is, because it's not as simple as you might think. Let's dive right into reason number 1, and that is all based on
pickup trucks are often built for more durability, reliability, as well as longevity. And these vehicles are overbuilt, relatively speaking, to a lot of other vehicles in the marketplace. A lot of these vehicles, typically pickup trucks, have heavier suspension, bigger wheels so they can gobble up rough roads, big, slow-turning V8 engines, usually that are able to slower RPM, and of course, that usually means they'll last a lot longer, not working as hard. We also have truck on frame chassis, so in other words, they're rugged, they'll take a beating. The unibody designs of a lot of smaller SUVs and cars often don't have the durability to last on rough roads and cracks. A lot of the transmissions you'll find in a lot of these are tried and true and older generational, passed on down. So engines, transmissions are long lasting in most cases, with a few exceptions. And the overall strength of that vehicle is much higher than a lot of smaller vehicles. A lot of times there's less innovation, a little bit less technology, and so there's often less of that to go wrong. Air ride suspensions,
and many other widgets that you find in a modern day luxury or performance cars you won't find in pickup trucks, and that just leaves them in a place where of simplicity, which means they'll probably last a little longer just because there's less to break. The second reason comes down to overall supply. If supply is low, people are going to tend to have to pay a little more money. Well, what do we have right here?
You would actually think that the supply is good here, but as you walk down here, and if you were to go to grab the keys for many of these vehicles, what you're going to find is it's got way higher miles than you probably want. It might have accident history. Some of these vehicles maybe don't meet the intent of what you're using, or maybe had a bad history of a lease, and maybe it was used on a construction site. So clearly it wasn't treated with love, care, and attention. And so unfortunately, by the time you narrow down this whole raft of vehicles, even though it looks like there's a whole pile of them, you may only find 1 or 2 that actually fits your criteria and what you're looking for, with good shape, good condition, good history, as well as low miles.
So unfortunately, if you happen to stumble across that rare gem or that little needle in the haystack, you're guaranteed going to pay a lot of money for it. The dealers know what they have. The owners know what they have. So if they have a good, high quality, well-worn vehicle with decent Ks, they're going to sell it accordingly. So that's why used pickup trucks are so expensive on the used car market. And another reason why they're so expensive on the used car market is just because their overall versatility, and it's literally unmatched. How is that a pickup truck is so versatile? Well, it does everything. And there's a lot of vehicles that do some things great and other things not. For example, sports cars, 2 seats, perform well, but they don't do much hauling. Of course, a lot of vehicles need transportation capabilities. These can do all of that. Let's take a look.
You can go off-roading with these vehicles. You can go as many places as some well-equipped Jeeps with these if you get the certain configuration. We're looking at a big set of 4-wheel drive system there on a Z71. Clearly, this vehicle is capable of doing a lot of off-terrain type driving. Obviously, on top of that, yes, you can haul things from the front as well. You can't forget that you can haul things from the back. You have a tow hitch, and depending on the configuration, 1/2 ton, 3/4, 1 ton, you can haul all kinds of weight from the back, whether it's your favorite boat or trailer. You can fill up that box full of junk and garbage and dirt. If that's what it takes to get your next project done, you can do that too. So you can haul with this, all kinds of things. Most of these modern day trucks as well have the capability like this. A lot of these have 3 seats in the front at the bare minimum with a console.
You still have 2 seats in the front and 3 seats in the back. So yeah, you can haul minimum 5, sometimes 6 people, or maybe even more. So they're versatile, they're people haulers, they're equipment material haulers. Some of them now are even reasonably decent on fuel with the cylinder deactivation. They're off-roading capable. There's not much they can't do. And a lot of them now have performance engines, which they go as fast as a lot of performance cars today, so they can even be driven in a spirited fashion.
Many of these vehicles also have now sunroofs, they have leather interiors, and all of the safety amenities that you're finding in a lot of modern day luxury vehicles. Yes, in fact, the modern day pickup truck is a real versatile piece of equipment.
And so to find one in the used car market is always a gem, because they're so expensive brand new that sometimes people start forcing prices up because they're buying almost everything up. It's almost get what you can afford or buy what you can get, because even high mileage trucks are changing hands at an alarming rate. Vehicles like these trucks are often well sought after. And the fourth reason why used pickup trucks are so expensive, specifically in the domestic market in North America, is because they slapped on a 25% chicken tax fee. That's right, any import trucks that were coming from, say, Isuzu or those brands actually had to pay a significant tariff to get those vehicles in the country. And unless that vehicle was actually built in the United States or Canada, you're going to have to pay a significant amount of money just to have that vehicle in the marketplace. So it was clearly an exercise to protect the American truck marketplace. And if you wanted to buy an Isuzu or a Toyota or any of those, there actually had to be parts of that were manufactured in the United States and assembled by US workers. And you have to know that there's another reason why a lot of these used pickup trucks are so expensive. A lot of these vehicles are used for commercial purposes. Yes, businesses, construction companies, you name it, a lot of times utilize a lot of these vehicles for their work. So what do you think you're doing? If you're competing with some of that marketplace, a construction company, say concrete company or a house building company, needs some trucks to add to their fleet, often it makes more sense to buy used ones. And if they're buying used, they're competing with you, you're competing with them. So that drives prices up. And if they're paying for vehicles because of commercial reasons, they're generating revenue from it. They're going to make money. And because of that, if they find a quality piece on the used car market, they may be inclined to spend the money, even a little bit more if it means getting a good piece that's ready for construction duty. So you are competing with that. Unfortunately, that's why used pickup trucks are so expensive. But with all of that said right there, if you want to learn more about why you should not actually be buying an electric car today, you're definitely going to want to check that out, because that's all about the storyline. Hope to see each and every one of you on the next one. We'll see you real soon. Bye-bye.